lot of the times you hear in society and in social media the common phrase that the grass isn't always greener on the other side, it's greener where you water it. And genuinely, as a whole, as a philosophy, I believe this to the core. I know and believe the good in people in society that philosophy holds true. But there isn't a lot of information out there or advices out there as to what if you are the person, the man, who's got broken up with from the love of their life, and that person, that woman, found that the grass was actually greener on the other side. This is what we're going to dive in today. Witnessing the love of your life find happiness with someone else. And that's probably one of the most painful experiences that any human being can go through. And a lot of what my clients have gone through. And so I will be talking about, firstly, a personal story, a client story, as well as some advices for both your mental health and my thoughts as a woman, blunt, truthful, and direct, as to why this has happened and why she's found happiness on the other side. So hello, my name is Christy. I'm a therapist and a relationship coach. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you find these videos really helpful, and I hope you are not just listening to it and really practicing some of the things that I talk about. If I can help one person, one man, one human being find solace and find peace in his own mental health, that's genuinely why I do all these things. So if you find these videos helpful, please do me a favor and hit the like button and the subscribe button, because it lets me know some of the topics that you like hearing about and also learning from. Okay, so let's begin. First off, let's talk about the client story, and I'm going to change his name for confidentiality reasons, obviously. But it's about a man who came to me because he was broken up with, and not only that, she moved on really quickly afterwards, after saying that she was not ready for a relationship anymore, that she wants to explore and discover life, and she didn't find passion in the relationship anymore, and that it's not him, and she took the blunt of the blame and that she just wanted to leave. And afterwards, though, after saying that, she essentially got into a relationship really quickly and is now engaged, and to be honest, quite happy, it seems like. So let's start with the client story. Okay, and I've changed his name to James for confidentiality reasons, and his partner is Mia. Okay, so when Mia left, it really sounded like the biggest blow to James' life. He gave it his all in the relationship. He bought her things that she liked, talked to her, connected with her emotionally, was there for her when she was down, would always care for her family and her mother and her grandmother, would always take the action to show that he was a caring man. Said, be careful, or hey, if you need me to pick you up, I'm here for you. So James was a good man by the books, okay? But she said she needed more, and that she needed more than what he could give, okay? And that one hurt. More excitement, more passion, more fire. And it's not something that he could give her, okay? And she said she needed to find out what she wanted alone. So he didn't argue back, even though every part of him wanted to beg her to stay. He let her go, thinking that maybe she'd realize in a couple of months that she made a mistake, that the grass wasn't greener on the other side, and what they had was enough. But she didn't. Weeks later, he saw a photo of her and her new partner, let's name him Aaron, a guy who seemed like everything James wasn't. Spontaneous, carefree, always on the go, hustling, grinding, kind of egotistical. And the more he saw of their adventures together, their laughter, their jokes, and more pictures, the more he realized that they were actually taking things seriously, that she was actually in love, that she was in love with this new man. The more he felt like she was erasing him from his life, and everything that they shared in the past was completely gone. And by the way, they were dating for 5.5 years prior to this. And James told me that this ache lived with him for months and now years on end. In his chest, anxiety, sadness, anger grew and grew and grew and grew with every update and every Instagram post and every story that she would post. How could she move on so effing fast? He asked me. Okay, it's not a question that I could really answer. There's so many answers, but let's continue. I'm going to give you my thoughts. James tried really hard not to dwell on it before we started therapy together, and it was impossible for him to forget her. He heard through his friends that me and Aaron specifically were actually starting to get very serious. And suddenly, one Instagram post that blew his whole world up was the Instagram post that he found out that they were now engaged. It felt like a complete punch in his gut. He thought she was going to come back. He thought that she was going to be miserable after she left him and regret her decisions, but clearly she didn't, right? And the worst of all, he said, Mia seems to be smiling at him and looking at him with gazes that she once shared with him in the beginning of their own relationship. And he could tell that Mia was deeply in love and very happy. And worst of all, there was one time where he went to the park, he was walking his dog, and suddenly he saw her laughing and saw them both together. And it was probably the most painful experience. He turned around, he ran away, he tried to avoid it, but that moment stuck with him for months on end. And so he was at a point where he felt completely hollow, empty inside, worthless, anger, jealousy, sadness, frustration. Did I mention worthlessness? And everything that he was feeling at that very time for years on end. He felt like the world was gray, and that's where we begin. So if you relate to this story, I'm going to give you some of the advices and the things that we work through in James' story, okay? If your ex moved on like this one's going to be for you. First off, I'm going to start off with more of the personal mental health development and what I call philosophies or healing reasons, okay, of what your brain is really going through. And then I'm going to talk about what a woman is going through that makes her make a decision so that it can both bring you clarity, okay? They can both combine to bring you clarity. So, first off, what I told James and what I'm going to tell you if you're experiencing this is, number one, I get it. And number one, you fell in love with a dream. You fell in love with a version of her that completely embodied the love that you wanted to experience extremely badly. You attached the meaning of this dream to her. And of course, they are completely related. From the memories that you shared, from the future planning that you guys were excited about, from the trips that you guys take, to the moments that she looked at you with deep, deep gaze as if you were on top of your world. The more you remember this, the more you remember about the dream that was lost. But what I want to tell you is that dream was never really true to begin with. That dream of having a family, that white picket fence possibly, or the trips that you guys would take, or the children that you guys would have, or the adventures that you guys would embark on, or the movies that you guys planned on watching, those dreams that you had, those plans, it never happened and was never true. And the intense emotions that you're feeling right now of worthlessness, anxiety, anger, jealousy, frustration, and sadness, guys, what I want to tell you is it reveals exactly how deeply, as a man, how serious that you believed in that dream. Okay? And the more you feel these emotions, the more you see how connected they are to the idealized version that you have of love. And it shows how much you wanted it and how much it meant to you. And so what I want to say is you attached the meaning of a dream and love to a person. And what I want to say is that dream you had with her wasn't true. It was a fantasy in your head. However, the idealized version of what you want, or the belief that of all the storybooks and all of the romantic stories and movies that you watch that once came true in your eyes, it is still real, just not with her. Okay? So what you're feeling right now, the sense of worthlessness, the sense of anger and jealousy and frustration and sadness, it is your body telling you and your mind telling you that there is something bigger in life that you want. And it just so happened that in James' case, Mia showed him. And that's a beautiful gift, although a very bittersweet one. Third point is, and I hope I made it clear already, the dream that you have in your head about love, or the experiences or the relationship or the kind of love that you shared with your ex, that dream is still very much alive. It isn't just tied to her anymore, and that's okay, right? The last thing you want to do is give up on this dream, because what your life has shown you is exactly what you didn't think was possible because before you were ignorant, right? So the last thing you want to do is let fear stop you from pursuing it, or continue being emotionally unavailable to other people and other women because your emotions are still completely available for your ex. You see, your brain does really interesting things when it starts learning and experiencing life, your own subjective life. And in James' case, it was his first love. And what it does to you is it shows you and helps you learn just the rewards and the meanings of life and the purpose in which makes all your hard work makes sense. And when something like that gets ripped away, you start feeling as though all your hard work was worthless. And the thing is, what I want to tell you is just because she didn't choose you doesn't mean you could have done more, okay? And take that in for a little bit. Just because a woman doesn't choose you and just because a person doesn't want to be with you doesn't always mean that there is something that you could have done more. It should have shown you that you guys are different in many ways. It should have turned you off, or it should have shown you that maybe there are aspects that you didn't ask yourself, what did I need? What do I want? Right? Because you see, like compatibility and the emotions of a romantic relationship that a man and woman shares, it's very, very different. You can be the best human and a good man, and she still not want to be with you. And it can be the fact that we can choose the fact that, oh, she's making a mistake. Oh, she is going to regret it. Oh, she's looking into some really hedonistic, egotistical reason for wanting to leave him. But to be honest, I'm going to assume that she's a good person and she just wanted different. And sometimes that's just what happens in love, right? There are nuances that you don't understand. And the worst thing that you can do, I view, is view that as a devaluation of you and also a missed opportunity that you could have done more. So unless you can really discover if there are moments that you could have done more, then that's different. But I'm talking general. Okay? And then the very, very fourth reason, the next step is philosophical reason, is basically life has shown you, your life specifically has shown you that now you have a template for love. Okay? And not a lot of people in this world, men in this world, gets to experience love, gets to experience this new world of falling in love. And now that you've experienced it, of course, and it's taken away, of course you're going to be completely sad, completely frustrated, jealous, right? And that you want it back, right? And you know, but what I want to tell you specifically is, and I told James, is by golly, you have just been gifted a taste of what your future could be, a taste of what love means to you, a taste of what all the nuances and all of what those romantic movies has shown you. And what you can take from this template is what you like about love, what you want from love, and also what you don't want from love. And this knowledge is going to and supposed to guide you towards finding that again. Think about the people who've never experienced what you've experienced, never fell in love before, and was never saddened or angry or jealous or frustrated or plummeted with anxiety and sense of worthlessness, even because they've never been in love, because they've never feared or wanted something so bad that it made them feel that way. And so what I want to tell you is what your body and mind is telling you is, holy crap. Will I be able to find this again? And that is probably what you're asking yourself, right? And that's for a whole nother story. However, what I tell a lot of clients at this point and what we work through is you're emotionally unavailable right now. So you're obviously in a place where your anxiety, sadness, jealousy, frustration, anger, resentment, and sense of worthlessness is making you act and perceive the world in ways that isn't even going to allow you to fall in love again. Isn't even going to allow you to look in the world and look at women and look at other human beings in a way that once brought you your ex, right? Because you're not emotionally available for yourself and you're not emotionally available for new experiences. And so you need to get to a place of emotional availability first with yourself and other people before you even can answer whether or not you can find or taste that sense and that kind of love again. However, that is how you heal from it, with loving arms and understanding that you wish her well and that for you, your dream hasn't died. It's still very much true. You just have to find it again. Okay, and I'll create a whole nother, that's why I combine therapy and relationship coaching together. But yes, that is the whole philosophy behind what I told James and also what I hope you find helpful. Now, I know you guys are all waiting for the next portion. I hope you listened to the first portion before skipping to this portion. But let me tell you what a woman's psyche or reasons are when she breaks up with a good man. Okay? And also finds love somewhere else. That she actually fell in love and found what she was looking for after. First off, one of the really blunt reasons that a woman would break up with a good man is that you're good on paper, but she wasn't attracted to you romantically. Okay? There could be a plethora of reasons behind that, but that's a very blunt truth. You can be a good person and a good man and still a woman not find you attractive, whether it be physically, mentally, right? So that's just a blunt truth. And to be honest, I've experienced that as a woman many, many times, okay? And there are just, whether it be culture, whether it be a sense of chemistry, sexual tension, romantic tension that was never there. No matter how hard you try as a woman, sometimes it's hard to force yourself to fall in love with a good man even though you're not, okay? And she did you a favor, honestly, by waking you up and telling you that not to take it personally, okay? Attraction is a very, very personal thing, and it really can't be manufactured, okay? Number 2, if there was romantic and sexual tension and everything was there, but for some reason she still broke up with you, okay? You could say and argue to the fact that genuinely the timing wasn't right. And sometimes a lot of people say, right person, wrong time. I could say I somewhat disagree with that, because if it was the right person, you would make time for it. However, though, there are very, 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 very real stories out there where a woman has and will break up with you because she's just not a place in her life where she's ready to be committed, be responsible, and obligated for someone else's well-being and emotional attunement. And we all say that, oh no, two people shouldn't be codependent. But when you're in a committed relationship, let's be real, there are a sense of obligation. Obviously, if you don't, you should start thinking about it, right? You shouldn't think like that. There is a level of commitment and responsibility that you have over that person. And if she broke up with you because she didn't want to make that commitment anymore and that she was in more of her self-centered stage in life, that could be a reason why a woman breaks up with a man that she's deeply in love with, to be quite honest, okay? That she wants to genuinely be selfish for once in her life, okay? The third reason, and the one that a lot of men like to turn to, but is still true, but not one of the only reasons, okay? But still a true reason, is that she's just unhealed. And that she had her own hedonistic reasons to leave you. Whether it be she saw and compared you to another man that was giving her more attention, giving her more tangible resources, right? Or she didn't, whatever it be, right? It could be she wanted to look for on the other side, or look and explore the grass on the other side because of very hedonistic reasons, right? That she couldn't even pinpoint. And that could be a very true reason as well. And the very, very, very fourth one, the very last one that I'm going to tell you as a female psyche, is like in the female psyche, and I kind of touched upon it in the first reason with attraction, because it very much goes hand in hand, is the fact that, how do you say it? It bleeds onto romantic attraction. However, she wasn't truthful, or she didn't know, okay? Both are correlated and true. She wasn't truthful, or she was subconsciously didn't know, okay, what she wanted. But where she was at was still not giving her the sense of happiness that she wanted, okay? And this one's a hard one to explain. So, for instance, I'm going to be very blunt. Let's say it's a sense of drive and purpose, or a sense of leadership or masculinity that she didn't experience in your relationship with you, or a sense of emotional intimacy or banter or flirting or sexual exploration, right? All these aspects that the relationship coaches and social media talk about, that is very important in relationships. She didn't have much experience in the knowledge of it, but because the relationship didn't have that level of polarity between two people, as a woman, right, you're still biologically, okay, I'm going to get sensitive here, biologically and naturally built to yearn for a sense of her version of love, her version of what she wants in a husband, right, or a partner. And if she's never experienced before, and she's never experienced it with you, it's going to be feelings of stuckness, okay? And she won't be able to tell you the things that she wants you to improve on, or the things that you guys could do, right? Or the things that you guys can explore, right? Or how she wants her partner to be, and she also learns how she wants to be, act and feel and think as a woman in the relationship. She won't know how to tell you all of these pieces of information, okay? Until she explores it with another man. And this is the blunt truth, that sometimes women feel so stuck in a loveless relationship, not know the instructions or the truth or the blunt issues, right, that she can tell you on things that she wants, because she doesn't know, but she just feels a sense of unhappiness and lovelessness, right? And so that fourth reason is probably one of the more logical ones when it comes to why a woman breaks up with a good man. and probably more attuned to the reasons about the right person, wrong timing. Okay? Because if only she was able to know and tell you, maybe you guys could have worked on it, right? But then again, that's life, right? And so, yeah, and that's a very personal reason as well. I've experienced that myself, okay? And then again, you don't want to change your partner, and you don't want to influence them to different personality traits if it's not in that person, right? Or be narcissistic about it, or controlling, but you feel a sense of stuckness, right? A lack of passion and fire. And so those are the 4 more blunt reasons in a woman's perspective on why she breaks up with a good man. And so what I want to tell you to the core is that both the first reasons that I tell you when it comes to being you fell in love with a dream, and that you attach the meaning of her to your dream, and that the dream is still very much true, and you must now embark on your new journey with this new template and instruction manual to find that love again. What are some reasons behind her breaking up with you, okay? Or what makes a woman break up with you? Is that they're both true, okay? It's not one or the other. It could be that the timing wasn't right. It could be that she was unhealed. It could be the fact that she was subconsciously unable to tell you because she was not attuned with her femininity, and so she couldn't tell you what she wanted from you as a man, right? It could be because of all of those things. All of that is true, and it's the same effing thing. And this relationship just wasn't meant to be, okay? And that's part of the journey to finding love that is hard, but also will lead you to finding who you are supposed to be with. And also, most importantly, gentlemen, who you need to be as a man. What do you want in a woman? What do you need in a woman? What do you want your future relationship to be? And what are some changes that you want to explore in yourself? And what has this experience taught you so that you can become more passionate, more of a believer, and not take no for an answer when it comes to love, okay? There is a huge opportunity for you to grow from this, to excel you and propel you, not only to find the kind of love that you once experienced, if not better, or to change you into a person that will help you get there from what you learned in the past. It's both mutually correlated, okay? And so that's the message I want to tell all of you. If your ex-wife moved on extremely quickly from you, after you've given it your all, after you thought your relationship was the best, that even if she left, she would not be able to find someone better, and she actually did. This is the message I want to send all of you, and I hope you found this video extremely helpful, okay? The answer is to be available for new experiences, to make your mind and your actions align so that you welcome new experiences. That is the answer, to be emotionally available for yourself and for new experiences again, and to learn and reflect, right? Because what your emotions have told you, it has just told you that you want it really badly, okay? So the worst thing you can do is sit on your butt, watch YouTube videos of other gurus except me, right? On the whys and the reasons, and poking at her social media, and dwelling on the fact that she is happy, right? And it's going to bring you through that cyclical cycle and keeps you emotionally unavailable for yourself, your own life, and new experiences in the future, okay? So a lot of the times that's where my clients have started their journey in therapy, in relationship coaching, because I do both. Because both is what I believe very important if you want to make it through this milestone. But you got this. If you're feeling these emotions, it's just your body and mind telling you that you want it really bad. Gentlemen, don't give up, okay? I hope you liked this video and I hope you found it helpful. Remember, practice and feedback also is the gold of life. So make sure you're not just listening to this and having mental revelations. Make sure you're doing the work to actually change, okay? I hope you found this video helpful. Comment down below what tip you found to be the most helpful. What stage in your healing process and breakup are you going through? Tell me a story about your relationship and what has happened if she's moved on. And what are you stuck on? What feelings are you feeling? Okay? Love you guys all, gentlemen. You guys are strong. Your mental health is more important than any monetary, tangible things out there in life. Love is real. Love is true. Please continue working hard, okay? Love you guys all. Until next time. Bye.